This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
All right, welcome aboard in the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Look who they pulled out of the graveyard and brought up to the upper patio. Nate Clayberg, Luke Baldwin in the upper patio tonight as AWGSR comes in tonight. 0-15 overall on the girls' side against Jesup's J-Hawks under the direction of head co-coaches Robert Oberhauser and Jason Pilcher coming in at 9-7. And we'll see how this game will be. We do have some injuries on Jesup girls' end of things as Marley Shizzle went out with, I think, a torn ACL. I think that was the final prognosis. She's in a leg cast or wrap or whatever you want to call it, brace.
Yeah, she's in a brace, and she had surgery this past Friday, and from what I understand, everything went well, and I did see a picture of her. She was sitting upright with a smile on her face, so hopefully she continues to head in the right direction.
And it appears Carmen Nuring is out of this game as well, but plenty of talent experienced, and also, you know, younger talent for Jesup ready to go tonight against a young, also yet experienced AWGSR team led by Natalie Sizemore, who averages almost 6 points a game. But Luke, you reached out last week. You said, should we do that game on Monday? And
yeah,
I said, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
absolutely.
Get us back up here.
And we were talking before the game, you know, on paper, this looks like it probably is not going to be much of a game. But that's why we play the game, right? The one thing I know about teams that have not gotten a win in the season, they're usually pretty darn hungry to get a win. So I fully expect AWGSR to come in here tonight and give it their best. And, you know, all that said, I'm, of course, still pulling for our Jayhawks to come away with the dub.
Jesup coming in the last 5 games, just recently beating Oline on the 24th, which was last Saturday, an afternoon game, 64-51. We're down at East Marshall that Thursday before, beat them 54-14, lost to Turkey Valley. Did beat Sumner Fred up there on the 16th, lost to Gladbrook Rhinebeck here at home on the 13th. But the last 5 games for AWGSR, losses to GR, East Marshall, South Hardin, North Tama, and Hudson. I may be hearing that the Cougars are going to move out of the nickel next year and onto maybe a smaller conference or different competitions. So I think that's still being decided of what's going to happen there. And there's some other teams, and just talking to head coach and AD Joe Smines, that also maybe are looking around a little bit, so we could see the nickel look a little different next year.
It seems like those conferences are always adjusting every year anymore. You got some coming in, some going out, but we've been here quite a while, and I don't see Jesup going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, Doug Frosch is on the mic tonight. We'll turn the crowd mic up, get our starting lineups here in Jesup.
By supporting your team, respecting the abilities of the opposition and decisions of the officials, you can create an environment that's reflective of the community. Be a class act, be a good sport, be a winner in the game of sportsmanship. Please welcome tonight's game officials, Randy Kramer, Ben Lechtenberg, and Dan Lechtenberg. Now for tonight's starting lineup. For the AWGSR Cougars, junior number 0, Claire Meyer. Senior number 2, Claire Culver. Junior number 20, Ellie Bear. Sophomore number 22, Natalie Sizemore. And junior number 42, Carly Hoodger. The Cougars are led by head coach David Kopp and assisted by Tate Hoffmeister, Dan Karstens, and Caitlin Kopp. Caitlin Coop. Sorry, Cope. And now for your Jayhawks, senior number 11, Emma Bowes. Senior number 12, Jaden Bowes. Junior Ella DeVore. Sophomore number 22, Dylan Vogel. And junior number 24, Peyton Weber. Jesup is led by head coaches Roger Oberhauser and Jason Pilcher. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor our nation and flag while paying respect to our men and women in uniform around the world who protect our liberties and way of life with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back on the Jayhawks Sports Network as we are set to go very shortly. Luke, rapid on the starting lineups.
For your AWGSR Cougars, we've got a junior number 0, Claire Meyer, senior number 2, Claire Culver, a junior number 20, Ellie Bear, sophomore 22, Natalie Sizemore, and a junior number 42, Carly Hoodger. And for your Jesup J-Hawks, senior 11, Emma Bowes, a senior number 12, Jaden Bowes, junior 21, Ellie DeVore, a sophomore 22, Dylan Vogel, and in the middle, junior number 24, Peyton Weber.
So we will have, again, at the center, Bear and Weber as we are underway here in Jesup, and Jesup sees DeVore get her hands on it initially, but it will go to AWGSR and the purple unis, a little darker purple trim with some white, lighter trim in there as well. Jesup in their home whites, orange trim. And looking for that first shot of the game, looking for the first basket of the game, and AWGSR will take the first shot but not get the first basket.
In and out, rebound by Vogel. Inside to Peyton Weber, up and no good, but does draw the early foul, Nate, so good to send her to the line.
Good to see Lechtenberg's back in here.
Yeah.
Last game we did Lechtenberg, father-son duo was wearing stripes, and they must have knew we were going to be back.
Yeah, I visited with Ben a little bit before I came up here. It's always nice to see those old faces, and so you got senior Dan Lechtenberg and his son Ben, and then I think Brent, somebody. I failed to catch the third name there, but
yeah, Ben was a teacher here once upon a time. So good to see him back in.
Still blowing stuff up.
Yeah, that's what we keep talking about.
Yep,
that's what we keep talking
I
about.
asked him. He one of his gigs is working in a quarry, blowing up rock, I guess. And,
I'm glad you clarified
that. That's every young man's dream.
You got to clarify that nowadays.
Yeah, you do. Emma Bowes looks at the three, drives instead, up and in.
She gets that first one to roll in. Actually, her second one to roll in for Jesup. Weber had that first basket and putting that full court press. And Jaden will pull that back in, get to her sister. Emma eyed that three, busts in a little bit, draws the foul as that ball bounces off the rim.
Yeah, so Jesup trying to take advantage of potentially limited ball handling capabilities. I guess we'll wait and see. I'm making some assumptions there, maybe unfair, but and then they will drop back at least in the first possession. They drop back into a man-to-man on defense.
Get that free throw in. Give her 4 tonight. Emma Bowes leads this team, averaging 13.3 points per game, averaging 38.3. Hitting a third of her shots from beyond the arch when she takes them. Just a one-to-one press right now as they cross into the paint, and Weber's there to pull that out.
Nice win by the Jayhawks. Well, no, I guess this is Monday night. That was Friday night that I came up here. Got a nice win against Olwine, who is not a bad team. They've got a pretty decent record, not too different than ours. As we see Coach Coop for the Cougars take a quick timeout, 30-second. No, he's gonna take a full timeout. But anyway, back to what I was saying there, Nate. The girls, they played a really nice game. It was just kind of a complete game. Nice defensive work, and then offensively they were kind of firing on all cylinders.
Decent crowd showing up tonight, braving the cold, although it's warmer than it has been here in Jesup. Had a 2-hour delay yesterday, and see what the tomorrow brings. I kind of lose track of that now, if there's school or a delay or anything like that.
And I don't. Did we have school at all on Friday?
Nope, there was no school Friday.
Yeah.
So
it's been cold.
8-0 is the score in favor of Jesup. They've been averaging not quite 50 points a game. AWGSR a little over 21 and have given up almost 60. Jesup allowing 42.2 points per game. The scoreboard on the screen. Okay. So
we've got a scoreboard issue, it sounds like, so we're aware, and we'll be.
So we will be more diligent telling you what's going on, since Anthony decided to
not do his job.
Yeah, not do his job or be ready. You know, we said, hey, we're ready to go tonight, and Anthony's like, oh, there's a game tonight? He said he was kidding, but I don't believe that was true.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded a little suspect. Nice drive by Vogel. Could not get it to roll or drop. And that ball is going to go over to the Cougars after a foul by Vogel.
That'll be the first team foul for Jesup. Cougars still looking for that first basket on the night. Vogel quickly knocks that away against Sizemore as the sophomore point leader. Actually, the sophomore who's the point leader for the entire team. Not quite 6 points on average a game. Hoodgers at 5.1. Culver just averaging 3.
5-second call on the inbound, so that's going to go over to Jesup. Looks like the Cougars also in a man-to-man.
Vogel looked at that 3 from the corner. Weber sees a double team, but Bose comes in, gets it up, and is going to fight for it, but it's going to go off of her and back towards the other way.
Yeah, Bose would like to have that one back. She's smiling it off, but she's not happy with herself at the moment. Deep inbounds pass. That goes to Ellie Bear.
Trying to hold that pivot foot as Bear stopped a little shy. Jesup has won the last 3 games between these two teams. AWGSR had it from 08 all the way to 18. Won 5 games in there, just going back all the way to 2008. If I remember right, that game last year, yeah, it was a tight one over at Ackley. 39-35, Jesup snuck out of that one last year.
Nice defensive play by Jaden Bose there. Does stay with Cougars.
Shot clock 2, and just a delay on getting that off. Vogel quickly down floor. Jaden Bose gets a handle on it. Emma eyes the hoop, takes it on her own, and in and out. Gets her own rebound. Jaden will take a shot at it, and that one goes right through.
Says, I got this, sis. Let me take care of this.
Just take a breather. Coach Pilcher getting the honors as the standing coach tonight.
Yeah, I think that must be their default arrangement. Coach Oberhauser is oftentimes the one sitting. Pilcher's up with all of his pent-up nervous energy.
Well, but at Grundy Center, Roger was up.
Oh, was he?
So
okay.
I've seen. I guess I haven't talked in detail to it, but if we can get
fight for it before the game.
I don't know if it's a coin flip or.
I mean,
What's that?
They rotate throughout the game.
Do you know that for a fact?
Guaranteed.
Okay, Anthony's saying they rotate, and he's seen more games than we have. So
he has. He sees all the things.
Well, Anthony, I was just hoping to maybe have at least one question to ask him when he comes up here. Now I got to think of something else.
Nice
Weber
job
hard
by
to get
Weber
in there.
sticking
DeVore.
with it.
Ella DeVore.
Weber just got herself too far underneath the hoop there, but do come away with some points nonetheless. As Coach Coop, he's going to take another timeout, 32nd this time. Hey, fellas, got a special treat.
Oh, look at here. Clark's going to be excited.
I got some Marples, guys, courtesy of Mom Baldwin.
Did she have to order those?
I don't know.
Were those slow to come in because of tariffs or what?
I don't know where. Well, I got them at Christmas, but I've been holding back.
Okay.
I had to wait for a time when we were all up here.
Is this why you wanted to get together?
Yeah.
All right.
I just wanted to.
Does that camera work, Anthony, or no down at the end?
Not yet.
All right.
Just wanted
What
to
did you do today?
distribute
Anything?
the Marples. For those of you not in the know and wondering what in the heck are these guys talking about, every year at Christmas, my mom, Rhoda Baldwin, bless her heart, gives me these Santa's North Pole's marshmallow poles. And I don't know if Nate, you coined the term Marples, or if that was.
You know, I've no idea. That just exists in lore of the sports network, I think.
Anyway, they've been kind of a staple up here, an annual staple. So.
Well, I think it was the year we did the Bean Boozle.
That was
and
a
then
bad
the
year.
and then the Marpoles showed up. And then we had Swoop Waffles. The
Those
Swoop
were good.
Waffles came in.
Somebody who delivered those. Those were good.
I got to think about that.
Cougars in a bit of a three-court press. Duke caused some chaos on the far side there. Jesup recovers. Vogel with the ball at the top, setting up the offense.
Oh, it was
Nice feed by Emma Bose down to Peyton Weber.
Larson's brought up those swoop waffles.
That's right. That's right. We got to get them on the ringer. We could use some more of those up here. Cougars step out of bounds on the far side, turn it over as we see Brila Metzger and I believe Leah Beving come into the game.
3:30 to go, first quarter, 15-0, 17-0 now, with Weber getting her 8th point of the night. And the starting 5 are still in, I believe. We haven't seen any rotations out, Luke, I don't think yet. But Vogel's the only one who's not scored on this Jesup starting lineup till now.
That was a great drive and score. I mean, she got herself quite a ways from the hoop on that layup. Somehow managed to swing it in. Nice work by Dylan Vogel.
Little no-look pass, meaning Jaden wasn't quite looking for that, but she picked it up, and ball is loose. AWGSR will pull it away. Cross midcourt, and Emma's really given her some space, allow her to bring that up. Carly Hoodger. A 19-0 score. Again, 2:33 remains. We're still working on getting our scoreboard bug up on the screen. That one comes up, and a foul will be against Weber. Will slap on the hand. That will send Sizemore to the free throw line. Seniors on that Cougar spot: Claire Culver, Braleah Metzger. Nordqvist is another senior on that team.
Cougars on the board.
Here comes some substitutions for the Jayhawks.
We've got Lena DeVore and Haley Gangler into the game for the Jayhawks. Lena just a freshman and Haley a sophomore. So a lot of youth on this Jayhawk squad as well.
Nice to get a chance to run the floor in a varsity game. Might remember Gangler from, she was the extra point kicker for the football team this fall. Emma Bowes, deep three, back of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Culver. 2 minutes to play. 19-2. As Sizemore had that free throw in there. Culver back over Sizemore, long shot, rim no good, gets her own rebound. She's going to try and tuck by Gangler.
Stay straight up.
Vogel.
There you go, nice D.
Tried to get a hand on it, but Gangler has it instead. Under 90 seconds and up no good for Leah DeVore. Had to try and quickly turn that one around.
That's a really nice pass by Emma Bowes. Ella's her cousin.
Did you get that all figured out?
No, that's not true at all. I just said the wrong name, so I made up a human.
And that one will come out of bounds off the hands of Ella DeVore.
Hey, we're going to see an early sighting of younger Weber, Peyton Weber, a junior, number 24. No, I'm
Jada
sorry.
Weber.
Jeez. Jada
right.
Weber, a freshman. I was like, this is not right. So we've got Jada and Peyton on the floor at the same time, which is always cool for the parents, I think.
And Gangler looking at the sideline and make sure she's doing what she needs to be doing, who she has. Emma takes it all the way through on her own. Gangler pulls it down and will get fouled as she tried to put that back up. Go to the free throw line. Tonight is senior night for Jesup basketball, so coming up after the girls game before the boys, they will honor the seniors. There's 3 boys and 2 girls, Jaden Emma Bowes, and then Brilliant Seahawks, Peyton Cameron, Gage Wymore, all be honored. I think Allison Brown, one of the cheerleaders, probably be honored as well, I would guess.
We do have our scoreboard issue straightened around. All right.
19-4 the score. Jaden will come back on the floor, replacing Ella DeVore, who started this game.
Ella, junior for the Jayhawks. Jayhawks quickly intercept that pass.
You ever had the mac and cheese from the concession stand?
Yeah,
That seems to be popular.
It's very good.
Oh, we put pulled pork on it. That's Anthony's choice. I just saw a bunch of people walking in with it.
It's very creamy. I don't know who makes it or where it comes from, but it's very good.
So if you're home, you should come out and get some mac and cheese and then maybe stick around.
Yeah, there's a game going on too.
Yeah, just don't park in the red zone.
Supper and a game. What else do you need? Jaden Bowes, short. Emma Bowes there to rebound and instantly gets smothered by 3 defenders.
Jesup is in the bonus now, so automatic foul. Go to the free throw line here.
One from it. There are 4 team fouls for the Cougars. Yeah, the Marpoles are good.
You got the Marpole out? Yeah. All right. Emma Bowes will take that away.
Good feed up to her sister Jaden.
There it is. Get the assist on that. Jaden take her up to 4 points tonight, or 5 points actually. And the Cougars will respond right before the horn as Meyer puts in a layup, and it's 23-6. And I got to think, Luke, when you're looking at a game like this, you know, how aggressive do you want to be? How much playing time do you want to give to the girls that are on the bench and working people in and out? There's some girls that got quite a few minutes, I'm guessing, in the JV game that took place at 4 o'clock earlier today.
Yeah, you certainly have some limitations on how many quarters you can insert those girls into the game, and of course you want to reward all of your players with playing time, but I think the bigger issue in a game like this, at least the way it's gone right now, is not to, for example, overextend on defense, you know, or overcommit is probably a better term. You know, you get so excited about stealing a pass, you've stolen a few of them, you think, oh, I can steal every pass, and then you start overcommitting and letting passes go by that shouldn't, allowing easy shots by the other team, and those are bad habits you don't want to get in. You don't want to form those that might carry over to the next game. So I think for me it's just remaining in control of not only your game but your body, just doing what you know how to do as best you can do it.
Shot outside from Hoodger. So 23-6, Jaden Bowes. We have the starters from the game back in to begin the second quarter. Outside Meyer. Meyer Jr. on this squad. Guard.
Peyton Weber with the rebound, quickly over to Vogel.
Got to give credit to these girls, the Cougars. 0-15 so far on the year, but look like they just continue to keep battling.
Yep. I mean, nobody likes to lose, right? You don't compete to lose, and that's hard. But I'm also kind of a believer in adversity at this point in your life. If you can work through it, it's going to do a lot more for you in the long run than any win you get out here. You know, and I don't want to minimize the importance of winning, but
you got to know how to lose too, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah, and these Cougar girls and probably like, hey, we've got it. We know how to lose. Can we get a dub in here? But
meanwhile, Luke and I are still trying to figure out how to lose in life.
Yeah, right.
You know, just
clearly.
have not hit any troughs yet.
Clearly, we're at the pinnacle of our career.
Yeah. Don't listen to what we have to say. We'll just listen to how we have to say it. Those of you that know us know that's for sure not true.
But yeah, I guess you know, so much importance is put on winning early in life here, and which is great. But there's a lot of lessons to be learned from losing too, and some of those will benefit you more as you move forward in your life.
Weber's shot in and out. 23-6 again. That score. 6:10 to go.
Another turnover for AWGSR.
So what goes into a Marpole?
Boy,
I don't even want to read this.
Well, I
malt
can't
sugar,
read it.
Malt syrup, sugar, beef gelatin, modified cornstarch, sorbitol syrup, artificial flavored red 40. Isn't that illegal?
I'm most concerned with that beef gelatin in a marshmallow.
Well, where are these being imported from? They're made in.
Hey, listen, Nate,
I don't know. I'm asking a lot of questions.
Just be glad you got a Christmas present from me, okay?
You know, I appreciate that. Rotoball for thinking about us again. Mine's a little different.
Emma Bowes, 3, in and out. Nearly rebounded by J-Hawks, but back the Cougars' way. I think they're going to call a foul on Ella DeVore in the far corner there. Still waiting. Yeah, Ella, that's her second. Really nobody else with more than one for the Jayhawks, and I believe same story for the Cougars. So really a fairly clean game so far.
Jesup is not. Neither team has scored since this quarter began. As Jaden fights through, and she'll get her first second quarter point.
You did that, Nate.
It's been kind of a trend, it seems like.
You influenced that.
(25-6). Leading scorer is Peyton Weber with 8 total points. Weber, a junior on this team, had a big impact a year ago and has continued to build her play, and her presence inside, and she can bring that ball up the floor too.
Nice drive by Carly Hooger there. She couldn't get it to fall, but it was a nice job getting herself to the rim.
I think I taste the beef gelatin in there.
Really?
Yeah.
30-second timeout called by Coach Oberhauser. The Jayhawks again. Coach Robert Oberhauser and Coach Jason Pilcher co-coaching this year.
Yeah, I guess a little background on that. I've had people say, so why did they do co-coaches? But, you know, when Jordan Conrad stepped down at the end of last season, after a very successful run at the girls' head coach, and, you know, who was going to move in, and there was actually an outside candidate that appeared that was hired, and then ended up not being able to commit, I guess, and pulled out before they could get any summer camps figured out or things like that. So that was kind of a little bit of a shock, or a little bit of a bump for the girls basketball program this past year. You didn't get a summer camp in, especially the impact that has for a youth program too.
Yeah.
And they had to kind of build up once they got going, and Roger and Jason have coached together for years and have known each other for a long time. And it seems to be working.
Yeah, certainly not ideal in the moment how it all transpired. You never want to lose a complete off season. Not that these girls aren't out doing things on their own, but you don't want to go through a complete off season without a coach. Kind of.
Well, you know, in a head coaching job, there is.
Yeah.
It's you know, even at the high school level, at a 2A level or a 1A level, there's still a lot of demand, and both those guys have full-time jobs outside of here.
Yep. And it's worked out great. I mean, both very respectful of each other and think highly of each other. So I don't think there's any conflict of interest between those two. They do a great job. Kids seem to like them. Both high-quality humans, very high on my list.
And there's a familiar face on that bench, too. That's offering some coaching input down there.
Lainey Pilcher.
Yeah, she graduated from Upper Iowa here this last year and got one of those big person jobs, adult jobs, and coached middle school over at Don Bosco here this season, and has been sitting on the bench a few times with JV varsity, I've seen.
Yep, she's getting she's in the process of getting her master's right now online. So she's done with middle school ball next door, and so she volunteered to come help the Jayhawks, which is great because she has a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, I think it was a couple years ago when she was playing over at Iowa, because she graduated here. I got to think, what year did your daughter graduate?
3 years ago. Is that right?
2022? Was that when Olivia graduated?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm trying to ask.
I don't know.
Anthony doesn't even know, but
yeah, that sounds.
She was
right.
at Iowa Central for a year, and we had her up here on a broadcast, I think, over Christmas break or something. You could tell right away she was talking coach.
Yeah.
The way she was seeing the game, things like that, and I'm like, she's going to be on that sideline sooner or later.
Pretty high IQ, yeah. Good kid, too. Well, not
Does she hold the all-time point record?
Yeah,
at Jesup?
So that's what I've been saying the last few times I've been up here. And I'm always like, do I have that right? But yes, I'm
somebody will correct us
quite
if that's not
confident
it.
she holds. She's the all-time leading scorer at Jesup.
Timeout on the floor. 27-6 is our score. Jessup's only put up 1 point since the beginning of this period. No points for the Cougars.
Yeah, I don't think either coach is probably thrilled with what they've seen so far this period, at least offensively. I mean, you can't. I suppose you could say, well, hey, good defense, but I'm not sure it's as much about that as it is just not finding a way to get the ball through the hoop.
Thursday night, Jesup will be up at Olwine. And then you get into next week. You only have, there's 5 games left in the regular season for the Jayhawks at Olwine, at Union, at Wapsie.
Deep three by Hoodger, no good.
There's Jaden Bowes back up top. DeVore had a touch on it. Deep one for Emma.
Boy, she she was not short on that. She was a good 5 feet behind the three-point line there, which I guess is not that big of a deal. You see these kids shooting from all over these days, kind of the Caitlin Clark effect, if you will.
I was noticing, watched a little 7th grade, 8th grade basketball earlier in the week, and they're emulating Jack Miller a little bit in game, trying to shoot that far out.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when they moved the college line. I remember they've moved the NBA line a couple times. Who knows? Maybe it's not long before they move the high school line.
You wonder. Jaden Bowes can hit it if they do.
Yep.
Take her total of 8 tonight with that 3. And she's right up there leading, one of the leading scorers for this Jesup team.
Nice interception by Emma Bowes. Quickly back the other way. Gengler to Vogel, up and in.
Automatic.
Nice ball movement there.
2 minutes before half. Get a chance to visit with head coach Joe Smines, AD. He's going to come up here at halftime.
Vogel in the corner. Long rebound by Jaden Bowes.
Hop, skip in. Emma can't do it. Gets her own rebound. That rolls off the fingers good. Take her to a total of 8. 90 seconds. And look like a good opportunity for Hoodger.
Yeah, they just can't get him to drop.
And Emma forces that in, and you almost get in a game like this, it's hard. Maybe it's harder to take your game serious when you're out there at a certain level.
Yeah, I mean, kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. You just, I think maybe you get a little too freewheeling sometimes. I haven't really seen that with the Jayhawks here tonight, but that certainly can happen when you get into a lopsided game.
Lizzie DeVore is on the floor as well. She comes in and looks like, I think she was the only substitution I saw come in from the bench. 1 minute remain, first half. And there's Meyer.
Tried to offer Coach Smines a Marpole. Turned me down.
Oh, did he say no on the Marpoles?
Turned me down.
Okay. Well,
doesn't know what he's missing.
I think he's got an avoidance of beef gelatin.
Wow, nice hustle play by Lena DeVore. Gets the steal and all the way to the rack for 2.
And she jumped quickly back on defense.
She really did.
30 seconds. Jesup in the command of this one before halftime. Meyer trying to keep Jaden at bay. Vogel trying to get a little lean in there as well, with Beving in the game too for the Cougars.
Cougars just trying to get anything working. Shot clock down to 7. They do get it up. No good.
Gengler may get a shot off here. Half court, launches it from the hip, and it goes right over.
She got plenty into it.
39-6 is that score. As they will go to the locker room, and we will bring in head coach Joe Smines. As Joe, we bring in the Cougars tonight, and 3-12 they are in the season. You guys 2-11. You know, let's talk about this. I guess your team for where the year started.
Yep.
We saw you before Christmas or whatever it was we were last up here, and as the season's evolved, your team seems to they're finding ways and they're coming together.
Yeah, obviously a tough start to the season. You know, we got beat by right at the end by a good Wapsie team, and then couldn't quite ever before Christmas get our feet underneath us. Came back from break, had a couple tough ones. Thought we had a great chance at GR and didn't finish the deal. But then our kids responded against Sumner Fred that following Friday. Really played a good defensive game. The kid had 38 against us the first time. We held him to 4. Braylon did a great job on him. You know, then we had a nice win on Saturday against Olin. Our most complete game by far on both ends of the floor. Shot the ball well, shared it well. We had 20 assists, 9 turnovers, and that's kind of been us. We feel like we're getting better slowly here. It's just this league is so tough every night. Sometimes it's hard to gauge that. But tonight we're playing an athlete team that's won 3 games. They beat South Hardin this year at South Hardin. They're a basketball community, so I know they'll be ready to go no matter what the record is.
Yeah, I guess talk through that, getting that first victory, getting the win on the road. Actually, here with Sumner Fred, just kind of what that meant to the guys, kind of what it meant to the mentality of the team moving forward.
Yeah, losing is hard to turn sometimes. You get in that rut of losing. Nobody in that room, including myself, have ever been really part of something of losing 9-10 games in a row, whatever it was. So once we got that first one out of the way, it felt like just a huge relief that we got one. We knew that we were better than a 0-win team, but we hadn't played like it yet. We hadn't finished the deal yet. We had a couple chances before that. We didn't get it done, but it was good to get that first one. Got a second one. Hopefully we can keep pressing along here. Yeah, we've talked offline a little bit. When you look at it, it's an unusual year for Jesup basketball in the history you're looking at, and you look down the line, and there's some things that are ramping back up, and what you've asked of these players, and they've been in your system for a little while. And I know you're a big role guy. They've had their roles coming up, and the seniors that are on this team. And tonight you've got 3 seniors that are graduating. Talk through those guys. Yeah, obviously Gage Wymore played a huge role for us last year. Came up, played varsity a little bit to start the year, went to JV, then after Christmas, kind of that second week of January, really ascended. Really played really good basketball for us down the stretch last year. Made some huge plays for us. Made a huge 3, had a huge layup against North Fayette Valley in the sub-state final. Just really played solid basketball, so he's done a good job. Last year he played off the ball for us. This year he's back to point guard. He's more of an off-the-ball guy, so he's had to, he's gone some trial by error there, some by fire quickly. But he's hanging in there, competing every day. Braylon Seahas, a kid that's been a 3-year JV player, fresh off JV floor, has gotten the lineup this year. He's kind of does all of our dirty work for us, guards the team's best player a lot of the times, or has an integral part in our defensive game plan. So just plays hard every single day. Has the same emotions if we're winning or losing. Just a pretty steady Eddie. And then we got Peyton Cameron, who has played his best 2 games of his high school career the last 2 games. So had a great night against Allwine shooting the ball. Had a really good night over at East Marshall. Hopefully, he, as he sees it, as we're coming to the end here, he keeps getting better and better, and hopefully finish the year strong for us. Yeah, it's winding down too. When you look at how the schedule looks, and you've got, I guess, you've got a few more games than the girls have here. When you go back up to compete against Allwine, Bosco, Union, Vinton's always a competitive matchup. You get them here this year. Wapsie again, Denver, Waukon. But you just keep plugging through, and I suppose it's. You don't look at the week when you're talking. It's almost probably looking at the day. Yeah, looking by the day, and the great thing about basketball is that, the goal is to be in the middle of February, to playing your best basketball, to give yourself a chance to win a postseason game, and then win another one, and win another one, and win another one. That's always our focus here. Our focus is always, try to play our best basketball in February to give us a chance to go to the state tournament. Obviously, this group right now, we're not in a spot to where we're playing our best or close the deal to play our best, so that's our goal. I've seen our group be a little more functional the last few weeks, a little more intentional about their preparation, something that we struggled with early in the year. They've gotten better, and that's led to us playing better basketball. So hopefully they see that happening, and we can keep getting better by February. What do you credit that to when you see them coming together? A lot of times teams take longer to come together with chemistry. A lot of these guys haven't really played. We had Gage and Parker back, who played last year on a state tournament team, but in terms of leadership last year, they might have been our 5 and 6 leaders last year, and they've had to learn how to do that. And some kids aren't as good as others, so they got to work through that. One of our best leaders in our team is a freshman this year, and his ability to communicate. So they're learning how to do that. Chemistry is so important. Not this team didn't have bad chemistry, just learning how to play together, how to be together. Sometimes that takes a while, and I've been a part of a lot of teams where it took a long time to get through. Some get through faster than others. Hopefully we're getting there, and I've seen some signs of that the last week here. Well, let's put the AD hat on, and you look at the winter season of where things are at, and the wrestling continues to win a big trip, and I'm guessing a chance to host regional duels is on the line for wrestling. But Levi took over the reins and keeps the engine going. Yeah, Levi just Mr. Steady. I obviously coached for us for a few years. So I got to know him, but never seems to get too high, never seems to get too low. I've easy time to relating to that, just his coaching style. That team's really good, but they keep working every day. They challenge themselves in big tournaments. You know, you can super appreciate that because they could easily go to, go to some small tournaments and dominate. But no, we're going to some big ones.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we finish the year strong tomorrow night here in our last home duel. And I'm sure we'll host regional duels a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a ton of seniors on that team.
Yeah,
but
10 of them, I think.
There's a ton up there. And then you look at the girls' team with what Jason and Roger have been able to do with 2 seniors and a lot of young talent there. But, Luke and I talked a little bit. There's questions on why do you have co-coaches? Well, we had a coach, and then we didn't have a coach after Jordan left, and then you got to start piecing some things together, and they took some time to gel, and they seem to be moving together.
Yeah, when Jordan resigned last year in March, I knew that was coming. Had a general plan on what I wanted to look like. I've done the job long enough and coached long enough. Sometimes things happen, and you just have to react. And unfortunately, we had to react after hiring somebody. But I've total trust in Jason and Roger. First of all, they've been together. They've known each other for a long time. The first time we met about it, we talked for 2 hours, so I knew we were going to be just fine. First of all, they both care about kids. They're both good people. And the girls playing for us are good people, so I knew it would work themselves out a little bit. Obviously, losing Marley Shizzle hurts us.
Yes.
Just from her energy, her competitiveness, just like her brother. Kale was the same way. Great family. The youngest one, Harper's the same way, 7th grader. So, obviously they got hurt, so they had to readjust again. And the win over Olwine Saturday night, I thought was a really good basketball game. Olwine's won 10 games this year. The girls really played their butts off, and hopefully, same thing like us. Hopefully, they're starting to catch their stride here this last 5 or 6 ball games, so when they hit February for tournaments, they're ready to go.
Well, and I guess talk about the last week. You got what the weather does to schedules and practices and mentalities.
Yeah.
From an AD standpoint.
It was weird because we really didn't, thinking back to it, really didn't miss anything. We got out early. Maybe missed one practice. I think we missed Wednesday before East Marshall, which wasn't a huge deal for us because we had a whole week off, so we had to practice 3 times already. It was really weird last week, and this is weird playing Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
Yes, there's that schedule too, last week and this week.
Yeah, which is odd. I kept telling Steve today, I said, I can't remember ever doing this, but just how it worked out and how some things had to be moved around to make a schedule work between us and another conference schools. But, luckily at this point of the year, our kids are pretty dialed in what we do for a scout and what we do for a walkthrough. So that's not a huge deal. But knock on wood, we haven't canceled any games yet.
Well, we're bound to this week now that we said it. So here we go.
Yeah, tornado moving in, or a hurricane, I heard.
Well, Joe, good luck against the Cougars, and good luck as the season moves along.
Thank you, Nate the Great.
Head coach and athletic director Joe Smides here in our halftime here on the J-Hawks Sports Network. We'll return here in about 90 seconds with the second half of the girls. Welcome back on the J-Hawks Sports Network, Marlin Technology, as we start the second half. Girls basketball. Jesup hosting AWGSR as the Cougars still looking for that first win on the season. Jayhawks looking for that 10th win overall. And first possession will go to the Cougars, and Jayhawks will try and take it away, and did come off the Cougars. Jesup will have it.
picking up right where they left off. Emma Bowes forcing a turnover there. Actually, I kind of thought it went out on Emma, but I think maybe it bounced back off of the Cougars player.
Jesup had the first quarter lead 23-6 and held the Cougars to nothing as they had a 16-0 run in that second quarter. And I'd be interested to see what they talked about at halftime of how they were going to handle this on knowing those coaches enough. They want to be a little conservative here on their play.
Yeah, I would think so. Our coaches are not. I can assure you, while this game may end up very lopsided, that is not their goal. They're not trying to necessarily blow a team out that they obviously have beaten here. But by the same token, it's an opportunity to train and get better. And so my guess is they'll work on some specific things and also take the opportunity to get some of the younger gals in, or those that don't see the court as much.
Yeah, I think we've had a total of 9, if not, 9 players that have come in for Jesup tonight. And I think all but one maybe we've seen come in for the Cougars.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, the 4 that still have their shirts on they get a lot of minutes in the JV game, so it's possible we may not see those
until
players.
Maybe later in the fourth quarter, potentially.
Yeah, if at all. Yep.
41-6 again the score. Weber leads this team with a total of 10 points, and Vogel will get it back down to Payton, who continues to build that up. And it almost does look like they're just working on some fundamentals right now when you're looking at passing and where the shots are ended up.
Yep, just working that, getting it inside, go for those high percentage shots. Payton's open. AWGSR, they just don't really have anybody that can compete with her down there. She's a strong kid. She's not overly tall, but she posts up well. She creates space for herself, and we're feeding her, and she's taking care of the rest. Nice fake and drive by Emma Bowes.
Just eases that one in there. Again, Jesup will play against Olwine on Thursday up there. They had faced them earlier in the year, I believe, on the 24th, beat them 64-51. So quick turnaround to face the Huskies one more time.
Yep, that was the Friday game I was talking about earlier. Nice win for the boys, or the girls and the boys.
Yeah, just even talking the last couple of weeks, this week and last week, Joe and I were talking, just kind of the way the schedule's lined up to be a little weird with Monday night games and Thursday night games and the Saturday in there.
I feel like we often end up with that at some point in the season, though, where we're kind of scratching our heads like, what is going on here?
Like they were down at East Marshall on Thursday last week, and I think what Joe said was they were hosting a wrestling tournament that weekend, so they leave Friday open so they can get that prepared. Gotcha. And not run into a situation like we had a number of years ago with 5 overtimes, and the Jayhawk wrestling tournament was set to take place the next day, and it was midnight before they got in the gym.
Yeah, they were real happy about that.
Yeah. So make some adjustments.
So we do see Carly Hooger. She's gets the basket and gonna head to the line here, see if she can make this a 3-point play.
Meyer, Sizemore, and Hooger. The only 3 that have scored for AWGSR.
And
free throw in. Nice looking free throw.
Yep.
Gets the and one. Up top, Emma Bowes over to Jaden. Angled out on that 3. And now Vogel will try and weave through a little bit. Outside jumper doesn't go for Weber. Jesup will pull back the pressure a little bit here under 4 minutes to go.
I like Weber taking that jumper. That's not her game, but it sure could be her game. And if it becomes her game, she's going to be that much more lethal. That'd be something that she could work on in the offseason.
Emma goes coast to coast, unable to get that to drop in. Does draw the foul.
We're going to see Lena DeVore check in here shortly after this free throw.
Bose doesn't get that first one to go in.
She comes in for Ella DeVore. And on the other side of things, we've got Leah Beving and Natalie Sizemore back in the game.
Emma Bose coming into tonight, 47 of 69 from the free throw line, 68%. As that one rolls through for one of the two seniors. Matching her jersey number with 11. Pressure to Sizemore, peel that off. Culver trying to take a long shot, it doesn't work for Bevan. Whistle blown.
Gonna get a foul. I believe that's gonna go against Lily Holmgard. Guess I never got an official confirmation of who that was. That even a foul or just a, what they call that? Anyway, the game goes on.
Yeah, it moves on as a basket drops in for DeVore. And I'm impressed. Lena DeVore gets out there. She drops one and she gets right back on defense quickly.
She's a nice player. Her and Ella, both high energy kids, always hustling. Good job by Vogel, steal and layup.
She's taking it all the way on her own.
And you don't see much. You don't see really any emotion, good or bad, from those two DeVore girls. There's times where they do something really nice, and I think, man, give yourself some flowers, though. You know, it's okay to smile and enjoy yourself, but I'm sure they are inside.
You know, that's the way you do it now. That's isn't that the Signetti effect now? You just don't show emotion.
Yeah, had a little bit of a mid-court collision here. I don't.
Gangler hit in the face, it seemed like.
I think it was a forehead, maybe. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, she looks like she ran into.
I think it was DeVore.
Yeah, it's Lena DeVore.
Yeah, DeVore she's kind of nursing the side of her head too. So that was probably skull to skull, and somebody usually ends up on the bad end of that sort of hit, if not both of them.
They'll get her checked out. And Jada Weber is in the game. Freshman, sister of Peyton Weber. She's quick inside on defense. Outside shot rolled up. No good off the hands of Holmgard. Sophomore for the Cougars. 1:30 to go, third quarter. Corner for Vogel. Cougars will have it.
Yeah, Jada Weber, another nice little athlete for the Jayhawks. She is, I believe, a four-sporter, if not at least three, but I'm pretty sure she's a four-sporter like her sister. Kids are always getting after it, doing something. And it looks like we just maybe had wholesale change for the Cougars, at least four in, four out.
Under a minute, third quarter. Little bounce in, feed to DeVore. Going to get that one lost below in traffic a little bit. Is that Lizzie DeVore in now? Yep, Lizzie DeVore is in. Basket goes up and in.
I hadn't even recognized, Nate, that we have we gone to a running clock?
I believe so. I think it's been that way for a little bit.
Surprising. I didn't notice that. I'm usually pretty observant, you know.
Yeah, that's when people ask, how's Luke? I go, you know, observant. That's the word I usually think of.
That's usually how people describe me.
Yeah.
Observant, good communicator. Those are the terms Carrie uses to describe me.
Yeah, I would imagine. I feel like you're the kind of guy that she would say, if those clothes are dry, go ahead and fold them, and then you just dump a bunch of water in there and say, yep, still wet.
Don't tell my secrets.
54-9 is our score. Jesup with the advantage over the AWGSR Cougars. Again, 9-7 on the year. And Coach Pilcher, Coach Oberhauser, they have gone to the reserves, but they will bring in the starting lineup when the fourth quarter begins.
Gangler back in the huddle with all smiles. Seems to be no worse for the wear. So
a little shock value, I think, is what happened.
Yeah.
As they will get play coordinated, and I imagine we'll get along here a little bit. We'll see some more adjustments in personnel. It's either construction worker night or caution to the world night. I don't know what the student section theme is.
I thought that was Devo.
It very well might be, or just partial YMCA.
You guys, I said I was going to be the construction worker.
Well, they said I can't dress up like one of them. I'm like, no.
Oh, Emma Bowes throwing up a big wave.
She's always excited when, at least when you're up here.
No, she loves when we call the games, and she's such a sweet kid anyway. She's always very appreciative of anybody doing this. So.
Well, I know they go home and watch them again.
Yep. And apparently they leave the volume up, which is
it's just
shocking
ridiculous
to me.
That is totally uncalled for.
Peyton Weber got the right I'm sorry. Jada Weber got the right idea there. She's trying to get it inside. She's got to get that pass down just a little bit.
Underway, fourth quarter, again running clock. And Vogel covered tight on defense, trying to knock that way. Bear will step in, and that will come out of bounds off of DeVore. Actually, Lizzie DeVore is who started, and we'll see some changes here in the lineups.
Got Peyton Weber, Jaden Bowes, and DeVore.
So
DeVore back into the game.
Every player on the Jesup bench now has their shooting shirt off, and we will see some mass rotations here, some different players coming in.
Correction, that's Ella DeVore.
Ella DeVore in now. Lizzie was in when they got the quarter going. 6:48 to go. It's that age-old question, the rotation, right? Of how far do you go? You don't want to get your starting players potentially in a hazard play, or
right,
keep them healthy. But
Lila Holmgard, sophomore in for the Cougars, number 24. Yeah, I hear you, Nate. And you're right. I mean, that's kind of a roll the dice a little bit. Part of me is like, well, you can't just play overprotective like that. But at the same time, this game is well in hand. And
a little risk management you want to be aware of.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's any spreads or anything like that anybody's on this side figuring out. I don't know. If you are, you've got some deeper issues.
If there are, then we know nothing about them.
6 seconds on that shot clock. Ball will be taken away. There goes DeVore.
Take it to him.
Takes it on her hip. Ella DeVore can't get the layup on the left to roll.
I like it, though. She took it right at it. She'll get the next one.
She had about a second of frustration at the end and back on defense. Trying to fight in is Caitlin Slifer.
Good defense. Good jump ball. Stay with the Cougars.
Thanks for joining us on the Jayhawks Sports Network tonight. Nate Kleberg, Luke Baldwin up here. And Anthony Bond, the Magic. It's not even a suitcase anymore. It's like a
laptop and a mixing board.
That's not as much fun. Eric Clark on camera. Got the band back together tonight. Foul underneath. That will go against the Cougars. That'll be their third personal for Braley Metzger.
How many years did we decide we've done this now? A decade?
Well, this will be into our 11th season,
This
I
is our
think.
11th?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be retired.
Well, and the ones with grandkids, the ones that keep showing up.
Yeah, Carrie told me that I would be up here again. I said, no, I won't. I'm retired.
Well, yeah, Kelly said, I don't know why you had to quit. And I go, because I wanted to. It's time for someone else to try and work through it.
Although I kind of enjoy it when I'm not committed to it, you know. That sounds
I
terrible,
agree.
but
when I have to decide.
nice shot by Vogel. 3 ball in the corner. What do we
You
got?
know, I've been told a number of times the reason these teams are struggling more so this year than they have is because we're not calling the games. And I said, that's purely coincidental.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any blame.
No, I'm not putting that on my shoulders.
Lizzie DeVore, Peyton Weber. Who else do we have out here? Not Peyton Weber. Jada
Hamilton's
Weber.
out there. You got Chloe
yes.
Hamilton out there playing. There's Gangler. Tries to cover that defensively. She'll end up fouling
And Lena DeVore. is
one of the Cougar players in Caitlin Slifer. I think we've seen everybody in the game.
Yep, this is the full boat.
Clock does stop on the free throws, it appears. And that one rolls away.
Rebound, Hamilton.
Well, going back to your conversation at the beginning of our broadcast, when we talk about
Good feed inside.
resilience and I forget the word you used exactly when you're coming in looking for your first win, adversity.
Yeah.
I suppose these girls can answer that adversity question in an interview pretty well. Well, my basketball team was 0-16, and we kept playing.
Yep. Hey, that's you know what? I've seen a lot of kids over the years that throw in the towel for much less, and they just keep throwing in the towel in everything throughout life.
Get on the bus, drive an hour and 10 minutes over here in the cold.
Yep.
Just keep coming after it.
Yep.
Give credit to them.
I respect these kids. I respect Coach Coop. Keep working.
Yeah, that's a basketball community over there with a lot of tradition of the boys and girls end of things.
Absolutely. And sports is, you know, it's pretty secular. Is that the right word? Yeah. A lot of ebbs.
Sounds right.
Ebbs and flows.
Well, and especially, in small town Iowa, you can only use who goes through your halls.
Yep.
and comes in your district, and
Yep.
you can develop them as much as they want to be developed. And I know we're in an age of open enrollments and transfers and things like that can change the dynamics of some teams. But I give credit to the ones that start as Jayhawks and end as Jayhawks or wannabe Jayhawks.
Right on.
Under
Hear,
3
hear.
minutes.
Go Jayhawks.
And if you're listening, we are accepting open enrollments. If you're not seeing the video out there, it's on our website and social media to show you why you should come to Jesup.
The payment is not great.
No, there's no. It's a pure satisfaction.
But the facilities are pretty top notch.
So there's some changes coming in. We've got.
So we do have a couple more.
They must have been sitting down on the scorers table with. We don't necessarily have that roster. I know you've got.
We've got Olivia McIntosh, who's number 23 on the far top side of your screen, and next to her is the mention girl.
And you got Bucknell out there too.
Yep, Bucknell at the bottom here.
Yep, angled in. A strong left dribble, comes back out, sets that pick. Ball's loose, and Jesup will have it as I think it was Lizzie DeVore got a handle on it. As the board says here in Jesup right now, failure is a chance to learn, Luke.
Absolutely.
I don't know why there's an eagle on it, but maybe it's because he finally caught a fish in his claws there.
He's bald eagle. He failed that hair.
I saw a bald eagle in my backyard yesterday swoop down, pick up a rabbit like it was nothing. And then another bald eagle came in and tried to steal it.
I was hoping you weren't going to say your dog or something.
Oh, no, I'm not quite sure it could pull that up.
I saw a bald eagle swoop down and pick up my neighbor's baby. I shouldn't even joke like that. That's probably happened
Picked
somewhere.
up their minivan. It was the craziest thing. 1:18 to go before this game is out here in Jesup. Ball saved out of bounds, but not for the Jesup way, as Lizzie DeVore had a touch on that. Little push-in shot, no good for Slifer. Student section across the way still offering support, even though it's well in the hands of Jesup. Bucknell will pull back defensively along with DeVore. 40 seconds. Deep shot, in and out for Slifer. She'll reach in and almost slow motion there, trying to get the ball. We will stop. Official does stop the clock just from the inbound. Officials just kind of really letting them play right now, as is the Jesup defense. (63-12) will be our final, as Jesup will go to 10-7 on the year. AWGSR Cougars go to 0-16 as they will look to face Grundy Center on the 30th, and that's a Thursday, and our girls will head up to Olwine. And good to see the players that got opportunity on the court tonight, Luke.
Yeah, it's a good night anytime you can clear your entire bench like that, and hopefully we can take that confidence into, where'd you say we head to next?
Olwine, head up to Olwine on Thursday.
On Thursday night, hopefully we can head up there and snag another one, this time at their place, and keep the good times rolling.
Final 63-12, Jesup over AWGSR for our on-site crew, which includes on-site producer Anthony Baugh, camera operator Eric Clark, and for Luke Baldwin, I'm Nate Kleberg from the upper patio. Watch this entire game again on replay on our Facebook page. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks, and good night.